Get up! Come on, hurry! The warden is calling! Are you really going to save Nostria, as they say?
Of course. But why do you ask?
You can discuss it with Warden Valber. Come out of that cell, I'll escort you.
What happened? Bastian, should I be worried?
Let's go. You know the warden doesn't like to be kept waiting. The sooner you get to his office, the sooner you'll learn everything. I can tell you this much. It's good news for you. Were you bored sitting in prison? I think you'll have fond memories of this time in future. During your 6 months inside, quite a lot has happened. Rumor has it the king and that Montier and the prince can't agree on how to divide power. I sense that we'll be seeing a fresh batch of prisoners soon.
Definitely. I hear what Gesson said. The dwarves refused to supply us with firewood. They ran out to who knows.
There's nothing but snow and hungry wolves for miles. The Batil gates guard the bottom of the mountain. No one will let them go farther than that. And the opening near Witch's Stone is being knocked down right now by Rossum's golems. It's better not to be on the wrong side of a golem's fist. We jailers are like doting nannies in comparison.
Your belongings are in yonder chest. Take everything or you'll freeze to death. The prison's warmer than outside, slightly. Pestilence has struck Montfetrie. The quarantine is ended. You're a free individual now.
Bastian, why are you releasing the prisoners?
Larry, you blockhead. Didn't you hear? A messenger arrived today, all the way from Marcella.
I just came up here.
Then you should know that he brought an order of release from the prince himself.
Disturbing news, Sir Warden. State of Nostria.
Hello.
There's a pestilence upon the Mage Factory. Refugees from that quarter are arriving at Marcella, but aren't being allowed into the city.
I wish we could kick some of these bastard prisoners here out into the cold.
Then the cells would all be empty. Because only the rottenest bastards serve time in our prisons.
It's so peaceful and quiet here. Have you not seen the living dead yet? Best not take the air near the cemeteries around Marcella. The undead are ferocious. They rage as if something had driven them from their graves at spear point.
What are mages good for anyway? Does no one at the tower care about the situation?
Ha! Mages. Almost all of them have gone to solve the problem at the Mage Factory. However much they investigate, they cannot find a solution.
Our Rossum is of the same ilk. His excessive smarts don't seem to do him any good.
What about Madame de Guillen's salon? Do they still serve the best wines?
Are thoughts of wine the only thing floating around that brain of yours?
Oh, but of course. Madame de Guillen maintains the highest standards. Have you ever tried a fresh vintage of Fusk? When you're in Marcella, hit the park.
So much fuss and all for what? Who the hell do you think you are, making me wreak havoc in my prison?
My name is Elisa of Lorien, Sir Valber. Higher powers called upon me to save Nostria.
Well, well. I heard a little more than that. As Flavius the Wisecracker eloquently wrote, there's nothing new in this world. But I haven't received a letter like this in all 7 years of my tenure at Crucis. Prince Adrian orders that you be freed and sent to Marcella. Also, you won't be leaving here on foot. I was ordered to return your gold and belongings, provide you with a horse, and, let me read it aloud, allocate some of my own garrison as your personal guard. Madness!
I beg to differ, Sir Warden. In my opinion, His Highness is finally acting with prudent good sense.
Whether the prince is sane or not is of no consequence. I cannot disobey my liege. Bastian should have returned your money and belongings by now. If he didn't steal them himself. Quartermaster Aston will supply you with weapons. As for gold, you have plenty already. Go to Decim to collect your guards. He has a platoon of troublemakers he's wanted rid of for a long time now. He'll be glad to hand them over. I also advise you to purchase some dogs for the road. And what else did His Highness request? Ah yes, a horse. Levitt the stable boy has a soft spot for nags too old and worn down to work. I'm sure he can pick one out for you.
Thank you so much, Sir Warden.
What else? Was I not clear? The prince has granted you your freedom.
I'm thankful for my freedom. But what am I going to do with a bunch of guards?
What will I tell the prince if you decide to run away or if wolves devour you? Since people abandoned their homes and livestock in the Albion Highlands, wolves have run rampant in the area. Strangely aggressive beasts, too. As Prince Adrian wishes to see you with all your limbs in place, I must do my best to secure your arrival at Marcella. Be off already.
Claudius' son actually turned out to have some mercy in his
The Ulagi tribe. Where are the wolfskins? What do you need, human? A shovel, perhaps? Have you been sent to the stables, too?
No, I've got a dirtier task ahead of me today. And I need a weapon.
Oh, sacred forefathers. Why would I ever do that?
His Highness Prince Adrian summons me to his court. I am free now.
By Mactus's horns. This is the first time I've ever seen a human leave Crucis on their own 2 feet. If you got gold, treat yourself to something new. Go ahead. Aston didn't shortchange you on equipment. I warrant you'll survive the Albion Highlands. Go, human. May your body be as hard as flint, and your soul as clear as crystal.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Mr. Aston. May you be hard and clear yourself.
Have the lumberjacks brought us our firewood?
No, they haven't.
What's taking them so long? What if wolves ate them, like they did with Raud? We're gonna freeze to death without fuel. Halt! What are you doing here? You're not permitted to be wandering about like a stray cat.
His Highness Prince Adrian has summoned me to Marcella. Sir Warden has sent me to you for protection.
So, Centurion, it's true. The Warden received a missive from the Prince ordering the provision of a guard troop for the prisoner. Former prisoner.
Huh? Never heard of a prisoner being released. Ah, well, I believe I have some laggards and troublemakers I can spare.
Can I go too? Oh, how I miss the sunny warmth of the capital.
No, Bastian, you're not rotten enough to let go. I can still make a decent guard out of you.
I heard you train dogs, too. Can you spare me a few of your meanest?
The only thing you'll be getting for free is a family of bedbugs. I spent a year training those hounds. Now, if we're talking about an exchange of gold for flesh, that's another bowl of kibble entirely. You'll get the best dogs in Nostria.
Best? My father's farm was guarded by Frost Guard shepherds. Now those are war dogs.
These recruits might not be the brightest candles at the feast, but my fighting dogs are as fierce as the Warden himself. You won't regret a single gold piece spent on these animals.
It's you. You're the one who poisoned that scoundrel Claudius. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
Claudius? Me?
Don't be modest. You did a great thing here, and history will not forget you.
Of course history won't forget me. I am the savior of Nostria, after all. Also, the savior needs a horse.
All you're asking is a horse? Just a horse? Have no worry. You'll get our best. Saddle up quickly. You've probably forgotten how to ride after half a year in a cell.
You can go now. Actually, wait.
What's wrong, Bastian?
I wanted to warn you about sentry golems. Be wary of them once you're past New Tyrene.
Thanks for the warning. But I thought the golems were only to be found at Crucis.
The mage Rossum took them to clear a landslide. What they lack in brain, they make up in brawn. Since they don't know you've been released, they're liable to crush you. As you pass the southern ruins, find the Archer's squad commander, Ansel. The royal messenger said the squad will join you and augment your escort. I'm hoping that by the time you get there, they'll catch the marauder who's been raiding abandoned houses. Wonder why old Baron Garius didn't turn him into a chicken.
Excuse me, who's this Baron Garius chap? Will he be joining me?
That's up to his magicness. I have no authority over him. Perhaps he'll decide to leave these cold, inhospitable lands for the warmth of the Mage's Tower.
Come on, mount up. I picked out the very bestest horse for you.
The horses love you, which means you're a kind person. And yet you rejoice at Claudius's death. Why so?
Me? I simply despise tyrants. I hate living under a brutal regime. As for me, I've always preferred other methods of control. But what am I prattling about? I am naught but a simple stable boy. I mean, I never tyrannized horses by teaching to trot or canter. I used other methods of control. On horses. Yes, that's right.
Can it possibly be getting colder?
Halt.
That's not an option. Only gold. I envy you. You'll be your own master. No commander breathing down your neck, no rules. Sing when you want, sleep when you want, play the flute when you want. And that Marcellan heat. I've forgotten what real heat is like. Not the feeble warmth of a campfire or hearth.
We're already milling the wheat at this time in Lorien, and it's still winter here. It's no good. I need to put it back in place. Yes, that's correct.
Hey you! Come over here. Are you from Crucis?
What happened?
Are you from Crucis? Quickly, come with us. Run.
Trouble?
I'm a lumberjack. We're nothing but dwarven woodcutters, honest. We cut down trees and send the lumber onto Crucis. The humans have all left the valley. Only us and a few locals remain. Stein is our chief. So then this Lupin, a man from Rigon, arrives at our village. He was stirring up trouble, trying to recruit the remaining human hunters to join him in his wicked deeds. Then Lupin's men seized the village. They captured Stein and are trying to start a fight with the dwarves. Things could easily turn bloody. We took them in purely out of kindness, and this is how they repay us. Disgusting! Help us! Quick, run!
In a birch grove one rejoices, in pines prayers sung in many voices, but among the spruces, only nooses?
You're a human, but you're siding with the dwarves?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stein. Back in my youth, I was a scribe at Marcella, but the city is too noisy for me, too fast. As you can see, I'm looking for peace and quiet now.
There's nothing peaceful about this. What's happening here?
It's that troublemaker Lupin. He's a criminal on the lam from Rigon. He's fallen in with Raould, another lowlife and deserter from Crucis. He tried to seize control of the valley. And as you can see, the dwarves didn't take kindly to that idea. I tried to settle things peacefully, but nobody listened to me. I hate to say it, but the snow will be soaked with blood today.
Hold on. These ruffians claim they're going to release the prisoners.
Of course they do, but think. If Lupin's fellows are able to attack the supply shipments to Crucis, the city will starve. Once the dwarves are gone, the firewood goes with them. And who do you think the warden Valbert is going to deprive of food and heat first? His guards or the prisoners? I'll let you figure that one out for yourself.
You don't make the rules around here, Lupin.
What goes around the forest comes around the forest, right through these trees.
Easy there, little beard. Enough serving jailers. It's time we made some changes around here.
It's time to cut out your...
Hey, Lupin, look! One of the Crucian prisoners, another victim of Claudius and Valbert.
You're just in time. We need another strong arm right about now.
I won't argue about my arm, but why should I help?
You're human. This concerns you too. These jumped-up dwarf lumberjacks have it too good. They're living like little lords on handouts from the fort, from that damned Valbert. We local hunters, on the other hand, are being oppressed. Only I, Lupin, can grant any hope of justice.
Don't you remember how they treat prisoners? I worked for Valbert myself until I escaped. You'd turn blue if you'd seen what I'd seen. Most of them are rotting alive in there. Not because they're bandits or murderers, mind. Just because they dared say something about the drunkard king. It's not humane.
It's not right to take out your hatred for the king on these dwarves. What do you intend to do?
We've decided to seize Cruces.
We're going to starve the fort by cutting off their access to food and fuel. When we triumph, we'll free all the prisoners.
But the dwarfs are against us, so we need to force their hand. Then it will be Valbert's turn to answer for his misdeeds. If you're not going to help us, your other option is to spill our blood. Human blood.
That Valbert will be swinging from a gibbet soon. I just...
The forest weeps not when grass is tread. Mankind alone grieves for the dead. The forest teems, here a hare, there an owl, and branches blow, the pines will return after all.
You use such beautiful language, Mr. Stein.
It's such a shame everything had to end up in a fight. The people of these lands have suffered enough already. I weep for the hunters.
Save it for someone who cares, old man. As we dwarves say, you can't shore up a tunnel without cutting down a few trees. Now that those troublemakers have been taken care of, our lives will surely get better. Maybe we'll find an ore vein and then start our own mine. Glorious! Thank you, noble human. I have nothing to repay your kindness, but my uncle lives nearby. He'll reward you handsomely. Please pay him a visit.
Let the blood of the guilty spill and flow. but innocent blood reaps only shadow.
I think Rigern is that way. If His Highness wasn't expecting me, I could flee. But alas. It looks like one of the hands should be raised.
Who's this, then? Ah, it's my nephew Lester's human friend. You helped deal with those angry hunters. Thank you, human.
And my thanks to you, hard workers.
Lester asked if I could pay you back somehow. Here, take this. It's not a lot, but it's honest money.